Coming up, we're heating hot water using the sun's free energy.
This is one of the simplest, easiest, and best solutions to abate global climate change. So how do you stop using fossil fuels? And solar water heater is one of the better ways to do it.
While the Levines are using the sun to generate electricity for their home, others are using it to heat their hot water. Same sun, different technology. In order to transfer the sun's heat to a hot water tank, you need what's called a solar thermal collector. One of the manufacturers of this product is Cully Judd. His company is located in the city of Fontana in Southern California. Cully is a passionate activist for the solar energy movement.
You're always fighting in this business, you're fighting energy policy. And how much value does the citizens and your society put on clean energy? It's worth something.
When Cully started his business 30 years ago, he was faced with a challenge: how to build a water heating system that relied on a non-polluting resource rather than oil or gas. His solution: solar thermal collectors that absorb the sun's rays and use them to heat a home's water supply.
You don't use any natural gas turbines and generating plants. You don't use any of that. It's just using the sun. This is one of the simplest, easiest, and best solutions to abate global climate change.
What goes into making these collectors? Well, it all starts with these thin copper pipes, or tubes. The first step is to cut them down to size.
This is the cutting where it's a high-speed cutter cuts the copper tubing precisely the right length.
These tubes will be attached at both ends to larger header tubes. Holes are punched into the headers. The thin tubes are placed into the holes. Then both tubes are soldered together for a seamless fit. To make sure the soldering is perfect, Cully puts these tubes underwater to test for leaks.
So when you get a leak, you see it. It's very clear. It bubbles like mad. Takes a little time, but it's a very important part of the manufacturing process.
After the tubes pass the underwater test, they'll be attached to a copper plate. The copper is formed to fit the tubes, or piping.
It runs through the roll forming machine. It puts the grooves in it for the solar piping to go into.
Now that the tubes and copper plate are both ready, they're bonded together.
Now they're going to stick it through the oven. The oven is going to heat it up to 500 degrees, and it bonds the tubing and the sheet together.
We now have what's called an absorber plate, but we're far from done yet.
After the absorber plates get bonded, it comes for coating. In this case here, we're doing painting, the traditional black paint.
The black paint helps the absorber plate soak in more of the sun's heat.
The coated absorbers are put on racks, and from here, it goes to final assembly. This is where we're putting the absorber plate into the finished box. Minor touch-ups, and when they're finished this, they're going to go to putting the glass on. We use a very special glass. It's called a low iron tempered water white crystal glass. It's expensive, but it's what the industry demands.
The edges of the glass are fitted with a rubber gasket to help protect it from the box. Then a silicone sealant is applied to keep water from seeping in.
This looks like a simple process, but it takes a lot of talent to have everything tight and leak-proof from the top. That's it. The collector's finished. Another masterpiece.
Once the collectors are installed and the system is operating, fluid will run through the tubes, get heated by the sun, and then transfer that heat into a home's water tank. An average system costs anywhere from $7,000 to $10,000 and could pay for itself in about 5 years. But for Cully, money is not the key issue.
key is, how do you stop using fossil fuels? And solar water heater is one of the better ways to do it.
Cully is a visionary and always has been. 30 years ago, his challenge was to build a water heating system that didn't rely on polluting fossil fuels. His solution? Solar thermal collectors that harness the sun's clean, free energy to heat water in a home. They're good for the planet and the pocketbook as well. And that's what I call a win-win. It's great meeting all these people all over the country building and renovating green. And I'm proud to be part of it. We'll see you next time on Renovation Nation.